time has come for those of you that don't already know, this is my 2014 Fiesta ST. It's a big turbo car. I'll walk y'all through everything that's done to it, everything I've done since I bought the car. I've had it for a couple years now. So this is a 14 Fiesta ST. For those of you that don't know, it has a 1.6 liter EcoBoost. It's front wheel drive. This is the base model Fiesta ST. It's an ST1. So the way the engine's set up in these, the turbo's in the rear. So I can't really show you the big turbo that's on it because it's stuffed behind the engine. But it does have Garrett GTX 2863R. It had a 2860 and the bearings decided to die in it, so I just put a new one in it. It has a Mishimoto coolant expansion tank, CPE intake, the Perron 4-port auxiliary fuel system. It has the map tap adapter for the blow-off valve. It's running a TurboSmart V-port blow-off valve. I have the ATP hot side charge pipe. It has a Depot Racing intercooler, TB Performance downpipe, which they don't make those anymore. They, I guess, discontinued them. It's got a TB Performance catless downpipe, MBRP exhaust, which drones so bad. An AWR rear motor mount, which the rear motor mounts on these are absolutely crucial because they take all the shock of the drivetrain. But as far as all that goes, it's just a full bolt-on big turbo car. It's about as far as you can take these. The auxiliary fuel gives me the ability to run more fuel because the stock direct injection runs out of fuel at like 300-ish, 320 horsepower. So the auxiliary fuel is good to more power than the block can handle. At about 400, I've seen some of these make 420 or 450, but at about 400, give or take, you start sacrificing dependability. The blocks on these are fairly weak. In between cylinder 2 and 3 is generally when the block just splits in half. And I've got this one cranking 350, maybe 360, and it's tuned on E50. I want to get it tuned on E85, but it's a process, so we're getting there. But as far as aesthetics, it has a Vega Motorsports splitter, which I painted. I didn't paint, I plasti dipped it. So we have on the flares, these are Project RST carbon fiber flares. I think they add 1.5 inches on each side, somewhere in there. It's millimeters, so I mean, this is America, so I don't know. But anyway, these are JNC. I think they're called the 006 is the model. They're a 17. I can't remember how wide they are. I think they're a 7 or 7.5 wide, but they're too much. It's just too much wheel for this car. So we'll probably be swapping down to a 15, maybe a 16. I want to do like a 15x8 setup, or maybe even a 15x9. But right now it's sitting on stock suspension. That's why there's a little wheel gap. There's quite a bit wheel gap in the rear. Yeah, if you look back here, there's so we've got quite a bit of wheel gap in the rear just because these are big. These are Falcon Azenis RT615Rs. Yeah, and these are a 225, which this car was not ever supposed to have a 225 on it. So I did cut to clear. So underneath these we did trim all 4 corners. So it is trimmed all the way around. I'm running 1-inch spacers, which I did not want to do, but I haven't decided on a set of wheels yet. I'm kind of torn between just going with like a basic kind of 3SDM, or yeah, I think it's 3SDM wheel on this, just to, you know, make it really clean, or if I want to do like a rotiform setup. For now, we're running these. These are fairly new tires, so I'm going to try to get my life out of them. So the interior of the car is nothing too crazy. I've got the ProClip USA mount for my access port, because when I was living in Virginia, people like to break windows and steal them, and everyone likes to mount them right up there in the corner where people can look through the windshield and see it, and then they break your window out and steal your $600 access port, which sucks for them, because if it's married, they're going to have a hard time using it. But Cobb access port, ProClip USA mount. I do have the Dizzy Tuning ethanol content. It tells me ethanol content and fuel temperature down there, which I'll turn it on real quick, show you. Yeah, Dizzy Tuning, and then there's my ethanol content and my fuel temperature, so that's pretty cool. And it's got the Likewise Suzuka shifter with their lockout adapter for reverse, and it doesn't have a lot done to the interior. It's pretty basic. It's pretty well stock on the inside. It does have your accent lighting down here in the cup holders and up underneath there. But the interior is pretty basic. There's not much going on in here. When I bought the car, it had wing risers on it, or as everyone calls them, wing breakers. And it did a real good job of breaking the wing. So if anybody knows or has a tuxedo black Fiesta ST wing, let me know, because I will happily buy it. Also, I did buy, because of the wheel gap, I went ahead and ordered coilovers